Nimeona huyu Ruto akisema ati amesoma sana, ati mimi bado soma. Ni kweli amesoma, ako na PhD ya uongo, si ndio? Ako na master ya wizi, ako na bachelor's degree ya mauaji, ako na diploma ya corruption and mismanagement.
Truth be told, that Rigathi Gachagua is among the most lethal politicians to deal with in this country. Right now, every politician, especially both those in the government and in opposition, they fear attacking Rigathi Gachagua. Even William Ruto, I am very sure it was just a slip of the tongue that he had to attack Rigathi Gachagua by belittling his academic credentials. This is not a man to touch. Just let him do his politics. You know, one thing that makes Rigathi Gachagua to be very lethal politically, it is simplistic way of politics. He does not beat around the bush. So long as he knows his enemy, his target, that is it. If a person is a thief, he tells this person, you are a thief. He does not beat around the bush using beautiful language, and yet this person is a thief. He does not. He calls it by name. He hits the nail on the head. But now when I sat down, I asked myself, did William Ruto really know who the person he was impeaching? Now, when I sat down, I asked myself, did William Ruto know that it is dangerous to make Rigathi Gachagua jobless? Did he know that it is ideal to have Rigathi Gachagua by his side than releasing him to the public? What really made William Ruto to impeach Rigathi Gachagua? That is what I want to highlight here on this particular channel. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching this channel, please kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, without much wasting of time, let me dive into this topic here today. What are some of the reasons as to why William Ruto decided to impeach Rigathi Gachagua? Number one, I am strongly convinced that William Ruto did not know who Rigathi Gachagua was. To some extent, I want to think that William Ruto saw Rigathi Gachagua as a political dwarf. A person who did not understand what it entails to be a politician, what it entails to ascend into presidency, or even he did not see the ability of Rigathi Gachagua making a huge comeback the way he has done right now. So he was very comfortable that even if he impeaches Rigathi Gachagua, there is nothing that will happen to him. Just give him a few weeks, he will be dead politically, and we will arrest him, and probably that's how Rigathi Gachagua will be finished. Surprisingly, Rigathi Gachagua is the most lethal weapon against the government as we speak today. If there is a head of the opposition right now, it is Rigathi Gachagua. Other politicians are there from the opposition, but Rigathi Gachagua is the de facto head of the opposition. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm strongly convinced that William Ruto did not know the ability of Rigathi Gachagua. He underrated him a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel strongly that there were more compelling reasons as to why William Ruto really had to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. The second one, it is to divide Mount Kenya. William Ruto knows that the moment Mount Kenya is united against any other person or in support of any other person, they carry the day. Now, he felt like Rigathi Gachagua being at that level as a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya and checking on his language, he was likely to unite the Mount Kenya region. And he felt like first is to hit the head of the snake so that the snake can die. So when he did so, when he impeached Rigathi Gachagua, he thought Mount Kenya will be disintegrated. It will now become scattered. And the politicians will rise from various corners. He will have many parties within Mount Kenya. He will have the voice of Kiambu, voice of Murang'a, voice of Nyeri, voice of Kirinyaga, and eventually the Mount Kenya will be disintegrated. But now Rigathi Gachagua came out and disappointed President William Ruto seriously by first of all making it very aggressive and very serious as one of the first priority jobs to unite the Mount Kenya region. And indeed, he has managed to unite the entire Mount Kenya region behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto never wanted Mount Kenya to remain strongly united, so impeached Rigathi Gachagua to cut the course so that it does not continue, because Rigathi Gachagua had indicated that he wants the Mount Kenya to remain united. And Rigathi Gachagua saw the motive of President William Ruto.
Hii region yetu inaitwa Mount Kenya, Your Excellency. Tulikuunga mkono 100%. Kweli ama uongo? And we are united as a region behind our president. And that is the way it shall be. Sisi unajua rais, watu ya hapa ni watu ya ukweli. When we like something, we like. When we don't like, we say we don't like. When we agree on the way forward, we do what we have done. Sisi tulikuahidi tutakuunga mkono in your entire term ya 10 years as president of Kenya. But we want to support you united as a region. Kwa sababu hivi ndivyo sisi tunapiganga kura zetu. Na mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa Gilgil, I want us to be very, very careful, because we want a united people so that we can have a united country. Hatutaki mtu yeyote ambaye anaweza kugawanya watu kwa misingi ya kikaunti. When President Uhuru Kenyatta was having negative politics, akiwa pale Mululu, akiwa mazishi ya mama ya Musalia Mudavadi, alikuwa ameleta siasa ya kugawanya wa Kenya, ya kusema ya kwamba huwezi chagua kabila mbili all the time. Na hiyo siasa wa Kenya wakakataa, wakakuchagua kama rais. On the same page, tunataka kusema katika hii region yetu ya Mount Kenya, we don't want anybody kujaribu kugawanya watu wetu along county lines. Hata hii ni watu ya Murang'a, hii ni watu ya Nyeri, hii ni watu ya Kiambu. That is retrogressive politics which we don't want in this area.
So the moment he was released, he disappointed President William Ruto.
Munasema ni one term. Ataenda one term. Sema one term. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe Kasongo. Wewe muuaji. Wewe mwizi. Wewe Kasongo. Harambee.
The other reason I think strongly that made William Ruto literally impeach Rigathi Gachagua, it is the 2027 political game. William Ruto's, of course, is right now priorities to win an election in 2027. But his interest in politics do not just stop at 2027. He's interested to go far much ahead and probably dictate who wins the election of 2032 and beyond. He wants to be a Moi to some extent. Ladies and gentlemen, so it felt like if Rigathi Gachagua becomes a deputy president by 2027, and the type of aggressiveness that he has, the type of experience he shall have gained for the first 5 years, that is from 2022 to 2027, it will not be easy to get rid of him and bring someone he feels like is best to take over the country come 2027. So they felt like they have to impeach him early enough. And then the 2-year period will be a period for the new deputy president. And apart from that, it was a period for Rigathi Gachagua to be finished politically. But now Rigathi Gachagua is disappointed once again. By becoming the dictator of who wins the 2027, he will be the determiner. Whether he's the one going to win or it is someone else, Rigathi Gachagua will determine a lot. That's number one. Number two, by 2032, he will also be ripe. He will as well determine if the Mount Kenya people decide still that will be the leader all the way to 2032. Therefore, the major motive of President William Ruto, it was to also ensure that he has taken control of the 2032 politics, which Rigathi Gachagua could have interfered with if he was in the government. Another reason I feel strong that William Ruto decided to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, ladies and gentlemen, is personal differences. I feel strongly that the moves that Rigathi Gachagua saw William Ruto make did not augur well with him. More especially the extrajudicial killings of the Gen Zs during the 2024 June demonstrations. People were shot dead. People were abducted. So the different voice of Rigathi Gachagua did not augur well with President William Ruto. They saw it as disrespect. William Ruto's so that Rigathi Gachagua is becoming powerful within the government. To an extent, Rigathi Gachagua was courageous enough to go to Mombasa, hold a press conference that is parallel to that one of the president. Apart from that, he could point out, in fact, while in Mombasa during the 25th June 2024 demonstrations, after the demonstrations, Rigathi Gachagua's speech was more appealing to Kenyans than that one of President William Ruto, which was threatening. So the fact remains that Rigathi Gachagua had shown President William Ruto well in government. So William Ruto said that no, enough is enough. With his two advisors, that had to happen. I feel strongly that most Kenyans are happy William Ruto impeached Rigathi Gachagua, because I also felt like William Ruto had a plan now to control the Kenyan politics. Why am I saying so? After taking Raila Amolo Odinga to his side, the motive was that now to finish opposition completely in Kenya, so that there's nobody who fights the government from the opposition, who criticizes the government anymore. And things like the term limit as we speak today could be just a walk in the park. So they could have done whatever they wanted at any point, because the opposition and government were one thing. But now, releasing Rigathi Gachagua, he became the real opposition, leave alone what Raila Amolo Odinga used to do in political press conferences. Rigathi Gachagua now, he does it the way it's supposed to happen. If it's at the international level, he finishes President William Ruto. If it's at the local level, it deals with them squarely. I don't know what is your take, but please on the comment section, share with me on what you think made President William Ruto to literally impeach Rigathi Gachagua. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abel Mukwa. Thank you so much for watching.